Hey guys. Um, what's up? It's Friday, June 5th, 2026, and I can't lie, I didn't make a cubing video, so I'm just gonna like explain why and then make it up with a movie review, a movie that I just saw. So basically, my pinky, you definitely can't see it from here. Maybe you can see like a little bit of purple, but I was like exploring the woods, right? And then just like a Sasquatch came out of nowhere, and like he was wearing his hat sideways, so I thought like he was a chill guy, right? I go to dap him up, and he just punches the crap out of my hand, and now like my pinky's all bruised and stuff. Luckily it only nicked me, so I should be fine. And then after that, I was running for my life, right? Uh, and then he kind of just gave up. Like I don't think like he was scared of me, Loki, and I don't think he wanted the smoke. So yeah, that was a crazy experience. But yeah, so my pinky really hurts. Not as much as it did when that happened, but it still really hurts. So I can't really do even one-handed cubing because like normally you cube with your left hand. My left hand's the one that's hurt. Like if I could describe it, it like I can't really bend it too much either way, and also it's like bruised all around the palm. So yeah, and it kind of just hurts to move these fingers in general or to hold the cube. So yeah, that was a pretty crazy experience. I can't lie. So instead, I watched a movie today because I'm a chud. Oh, also, been playing a lot of Borderlands 2. That great game. I might upload a video on it. I don't know. Anyway, so I was playing or not playing. I was watching a movie, and I would like to give a review on the movie. So today, about 3-ish hours ago, I went to go see the Backrooms movie in one of my local theaters. And at first, like based on the reviews that it got on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, I didn't think it was gonna be that great of a movie. Like I don't know, a 7.1 and then a 78 and 88. Like they're not the best, but they're not bad either. So I wasn't going into it with super high hopes. And then I also found out that the movie was being directed and written by Kane Pixels, the guy who made the original concept for the Backrooms. So that was pretty cool, and I just want to like give my opinions on it. Like I said, didn't have much high hopes, and I went in and I was actually like surprised. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Um, like I liked the sets that they used. The only thing is the characters like they weren't developed at all. And then there was also something that was like unexplained about the therapist. What was her, Mary? I think yeah, that was her name, Mary. There was like giving us like I don't even know how to describe it. It was a blur, but like something about their house breaking and her being stuck inside and whatnot, and it was all just super confusing. Didn't explain any of that. So like clearly she had some past trauma, and I don't know if that was like I don't know what it really had to do with the movie, quite frankly. Nonetheless, I thought she was a good character. Same with what was his name, Clark. Yeah, I think he was also a pretty good character. That was a fly. I actually liked his character like a little bit more. I like the development. Um, but Loki, he screwed over so many people just by like existing, just in that movie alone. Not even like throughout the backstory, and whatnot. But okay, done with like characters, whatever. Like he was a good character. The one film guy, and then the one girl who's the assistant manager. Also, fine characters didn't really have a lot of screen time. They were basically there just to get killed off, and the camera guy was there as like a plot device for them to use the camera so then they could like make it look like how the original videos looked, I guess. Something along those lines. But so the movie, I was definitely, because I intended to do a review, I was like paying a lot of attention to small details. So like I noticed there was one part where they were watching a security camera of Clark going in and out of the back rooms, or like going into a room, whatever, in the Backrooms, and it said that it was June 6th, 1990. So that's a little crazy that that would happen basically exactly what was that 36 years ago. I, I think that's kind of cool. So the movie takes place 36 years ago. Uh, Clark, who's kind of the main character, owns this store. Wife left him, but is still living in his house, and he has a lot of problems and stuff. And he goes to his therapist, whatnot. And then um, he's just sleeping in the warehouse where he sells furniture because he can't really go home. And he finds this room, uh, but it's not like a room; it's like a doorway, and he just no clips through the wall into the back rooms, and that's kind of the whole thing. And then there's also like a mental breakdown stuff where he goes crazy and then gets killed off immediately after, which I mean that's all right because the movie was basically over, and they just like they just wanted a chase scene. I don't know. Okay, other than that, like I thought it was a pretty good movie. I liked, like I said, the characters. I liked the set. The cinematography, it was a little subpar to what I was expecting because, like, I really enjoyed how Kane Pixels did his like Backrooms videos on YouTube. So I was hoping that it would be something a little more along those lines, but it's nothing to complain about. It was a great movie nonetheless. And um like for his first movie, I think it was good. And there was a couple of other things like um oh, so on game theory, when I was like keeping up with the backroom stuff, I was watching like a lot of the game theory videos on it, and there was like a theory about how like being in the back rooms too long, there's like something that infects you and then turns you into these monsters. And Loki, we only saw one of those monsters at the very beginning of the movie, and we don't even know if it was like one of the monsters that mutates your DNA and turns you into a monster or anything like that. So I think that was maybe confirmed to be not true up to debate and stuff. But I do enjoy how they explained how the backrooms works. But the other thing is, it's like it's pretty much the opposite of what game theory proposed about how the backrooms, as like all of the levels and not whatnot, are uh, like a prototype for Earth, for like the world, that dimension, whatever you want to classify it as, where we live. But instead, I guess it was going the other way, but it also never, which quite frankly, I don't know how you would go about explaining why it exists, but it basically says that it's like copying the real world in some ways, but not getting everything just right. So it's all a little bit off. I do appreciate the chase scene with Clark and like the film girl, no, the film guy, and then his girlfriend who's the assistant manager. Like when they fall down the chute and stuff, and he's running, and he's going through all the different levels. I thought that was pretty cool. The only weird thing that I had about it was like, why were the doors for the different levels so close together? But also like the concept of like when he gets there, uh, what's her name? Catherine. She's able to see through the wall because it's glass to her, but to Clark on the other side, it's like solid tile, and he's in like this pool esque room, and then he gets attacked, I guess. But I guess like the only way to explain him surviving is that he got attacked by his like backrooms counterpart, which is kind of weird, like think about. But yeah, and then later in the movie, he uh, what's her name? Mary. She goes and she looks for Clark, finds the doorway, and then also another little thing I noticed, like Loki. I don't know whether I should classify it as like smart or lazy writing. The fact that she finds out that the door is there because the fly just flies through it. But I don't know. Like I feel like a fly wouldn't do that realistically. But like it. Nonetheless, it just was the reason that she found out that there's actually a door there, like you can go through. She no clips through the wall, starts walking, finds some stuff that presumably Clark drew on this one wall, and then he comes out and like starts talking to her, and then presumably his backrooms counterpart starts to come in, and he tells her to stay calm, and then chokes her out, ties her up, and then explains to her about how the the Backrooms entities, the counterparts to real life, they're mostly non-sentient and they don't feel pain and whatnot. And she's trapped up, and he likes being there, and he feels like he belongs and whatnot. And he's Loki like having a mental breakdown. Which I actually thought to add on to the characters, the acting I thought was really good. But then he just dies. Like he gets killed off by the Backrooms Clark. Uh, and then Mary, she runs, and then she goes up some different obstacles, I suppose, and then gets into the warehouse, but it's the Backrooms version of the warehouse. And then she's getting chased down by the Clark Backrooms monster entity, and then she jukes him out, kicks or not kicks, but breaks his peg leg, and he falls down on the ground, and then runs over and then knocks into this trap that was set up by the whatever I forgot what their name was, but the research facility, which we presume was the government at first, but I guess it's not, who are researching about the back rooms. And she kicks it over, they start to gas out that room. She crawls, then gets attacked, and then pulls out the little shard from that house that broke at the beginning of the movie, starts hitting it in the face, which one thing I have to criticize is I couldn't tell really. I was caught up in the action, but it seemed like the entity that was chasing her, the Clark background thing, was feeling pain, which kind of disproves Clark's original statement about how they can't feel pain. It seems like it was feeling pain. I don't know. And then, right, she gets up, her leg's starting to feel better because she heard it earlier. She runs, she squeezes through this door, and then the entity stands up for some reason, which I don't. That's a little weird because its peg leg was broken, but I guess it was leaning against the wall, so I'll let it slide. Then she goes and then gets smoked out by some of the researchers who realize that she's just a normal human. She gets some tests done, and then she starts talking to this guy who also who's asking her questions about why she was there, how she got there, who she was looking for. And then Loki just starts asking him questions. Um, and then it starts flashing she kind of zones out, starts playing music and showing showing a bunch of different scenes from the back rooms that we saw in the real world, the back rooms counterparts to those. Um, and I think it was really interesting. And then the final one, it cuts back to her, but it's not actually her. It's the back rooms version of her sitting in the chair with her face like a bunch of eyeballs, the nose is weird, whatever. Still sitting on the chair, and then that's how the movie ends. And quite frankly, I like that ending. I think there was a lot of things that they could have done worse, but I don't write movies, so I couldn't really say what they could have done better. Nonetheless, I liked the movie, overall. I think it was a 9, or at least an 8.5. I thought it was a really good movie, and the fact that that's Kane Pixel's first movie, he's he's probably gonna go places. That was a good movie. And yeah, that's my Backrooms review, I suppose. I kind of talked about all the things I wanted to talk about, like the the setting, the characters, and also really the whole movie. It was just kind of the only parts that weren't depressing were either the parts where Clark was exploring the Backrooms, um, or it's just following someone else, and it still gets depressing anyway. But so really the whole theme of the movie revolved around the depression and stuff, and what he's going through, and he finds the back rooms, and then it gives him this sense of belonging, because he doesn't feel like he belongs in the real world, but he also doesn't want to change it all. He likes the way he is, uh but he also wants everyone around him to change for him, so then by going into the back rooms, he can live in whatever, not really whatever reality he chooses, but he can choose to live in a reality that he can make his own. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Um, yeah, I don't really have too much other to talk about. Overall, good movie, 9 out of 10. Functionally, I just did like a moist meter review, but we're just gonna pretend that that wasn't what it was. Okay. Anyways, while I was coming down here to film, because I like just rode down from my house, I met up with these kids, and I guess they wanted me to shout them out. So I'll like make a post. Uh, yeah, I'll make a post. One of them told me his name was Jeffrey, so shout out to Jeffrey. And yeah, I guess they were chill guys. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole review, little rant, what I liked, what I didn't like. And unfortunately, I don't like have access to the movie. I don't know how YouTubers get like access to like put clips up on the screen of the movie right after it comes out. Like maybe it's just stuff from the trailer, but I don't think so. I don't know how they do it. If I did know, I might put some stuff up, but I'm not really trying to edit this at all. So yeah, that was my review. I enjoyed it. I can't wait for more. And as soon as my wound heals from my encounter with Sasquatch, I will, get back to cubing. I'll lock in a little bit. And I might also post some stuff on Borderlands. So I didn't really think about it at first. Like, I could have just totally recorded all of my gameplay from Borderlands and then just made that into a video because I have, like, I don't even, I have a lot of hours in that game for no reason. I've been playing for like 5 days. So I might, after I finish this run, because it's my first time playthrough, I might go back and do some more stuff in Borderlands. That would be cool. I would really enjoy doing that just for like my own sake. So yeah, and then also cubing video. I'll post 2 next week. If I don't, just like I'll dox myself, and then you can hit me with a nuclear airstrike. Does that even exist? I don't know. So yeah, that's my video. Haven't come up with a new outro yet. Um, I'll think about it, or I don't know. I'll figure something out. But yeah, that's my video. Peace.